how do I survive the winter? How do you survive the winter? You see what I'm saying? You gotta, so when the summertime coming and you up and you lit and the shit jumping, you gotta be thinking about the rainy day.
Yep.
So what you do? For me, my biggest thing was like, okay, cool, I gotta go back 9 to 5. And then I just gotta make my process of my business process more efficient. So what that means, I gotta take me out of it. How can I run my play, still run my same play without me being there?
Welcome to the show. Let's talk about a podcast. We got my brother, homeboy, friend of I don't know how many years, but
as long as we've been living here.
Long time. Yeah. Oh yeah. So like 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Almost 8.
Yeah.
Reese of Reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Reese Alexander.
Right. Just real quick, bro. Just tell the people kind of your background and who you are, real quick, so they know.
Yeah. Reese Alexander, Columbia, South Carolina, born and raised. Met Malcolm at the Iraq. What that is? Peachtree Industrial. 2016. And really just been out here, man, grinding ever since. Really just trying to just chase my dream, man. Came out here to chase a dream and just been pursuing it ever since. Been successful, had failures, been successful. So it's a roller coaster, but it's going good. It's a blessing, and we here.
How did you get to Atlanta? Because you originally from South Carolina, so
Yeah.
how the hell did you get here?
Or why Atlanta?
Yeah, why Atlanta?
So I told him, man, just Atlanta just sound cool. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, I'm going to the A after school, but like, really that was it. And my older cousin had moved down here, so it was just like, me and my brother used to be in college. Like, man, we're gonna graduate, move to the A, and we're going up. And both of us out here now. We going up, and it's happening. So that was the main thing. After I graduated, I used my internship with Enterprise to get hired on full time out here. So it just set me up.
Like, how'd you get the internship?
In college. So in college, my senior year, I worked for Enterprise already, but I was an intern basically. So they offered me full time in Myrtle Beach, but I'm like, man, nah, I'm like, y'all can put me a good word in for me in Atlanta. Came out here right out the interview.
I think it's important to talk about relocating in the sense of like following passion, following dreams. But one thing about moving to Atlanta is like you gotta be strong to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people look at moving to the A and then they see people.
A lot of people don't make it, boy.
Or they start to see like there's a facade for sure, especially if you're not from here or you're from a small town or something like that. And it's like when you see people who you know have moved and relocated to Atlanta and you think they're winning or, you know, things are going well because, of course, it's all highlight reels
Atlanta,
anyway.
right.
It's Atlanta, you lit, and it's like, then they like, oh, I'm about to do the same thing. But then it's like, can you talk kind of a little bit about how real mentally tough you do got to be strong to be in Atlanta and actually like stay here? Because like you said, a lot of people don't make it.
Atlanta beat my ass. I'm being for real. Atlanta beat me up for the first. Atlanta still beating me up. But for the first two, 3 years, or I'll say first 3 years, 2017, 2018, Atlanta beat me up so much I had to move back home. I moved back home for 6 months. A lot of people don't know this. All my friends was outside they had wrote me off. I'm like, yo, I'm coming back. And niggas always say they coming back. Niggas don't make it back. Think about how many friends done told you they gonna come back. Niggas don't make it back, boy. I was determined. I went home for 6 months. Atlanta beat me up. You gotta be strong, bro. You gotta be strong. You gotta think about it. You out here, you by yourself. You don't really know much. You know many people. Y'all my family. You gotta think about it. Like y'all the only people I know. Y'all the only people I hang with. I still keep in contact with y'all to this day. I don't talk to nobody else out here like that for real. My brother done moved down here. I got an old lady. But more than like people, like you don't. So in that sense alone, it's tough. Then what I do, I come out here. First thing I do, I have a baby.
Oh yeah, so let's do that. Let's talk about that. First thing you do when you move out here, you out here outside.
Too outside, bro.
So you end up with a baby, and
now y'all don't even understand when I say when I say baby. I mean, like, interview, I graduated college May 7th. I moved down here May 28th. I ain't playing. I'm like, I'm going to the A, like, boom, boom.
Right. That's how we all stepped in.
Yeah, facts. So we moved
May 28th, I found out I was having a baby.
God.
First day in the A, bro. No cap. This is a real story. Like, first day in the A, I found out I was having a kid, bro. So, like, that alone, just like, damn. I'm like, well. First thing I said to myself, I'm like, at least I got a full-time job. I don't
No,
know.
that's
I'm just trying to think of the positive. At least I can take care of it. But man, that was a roller coaster in its own. Like me back and forth with her mom. That had stressed me out so bad. I hated my job. I can tell you, I used to walk into work miserable every day. I literally hated my job. I could not stand to be there.
There was a time when Reese would come into work and it looked like his whole soul was out. It's like, bro, what the hell is going on? Now, we all hate it. Mm-hmm. We all hated it.
But it was a different hate.
But it was a different level. Like, he wasn't showing up to work. Like, he would come to work late. Like, we opened up at 7?
7.
He'd pull up about 8 o'clock.
Had to be there at 7:15.
Had to be there at 7:15.
I'm pulling up at 7:30, man. The only way you going to make it out here is that you got to be focused. You can't get caught up in the hype. You can't get caught up in the clubs. Can't get caught up in all the fine women. You ain't never seen as many fine women as you gonna see when you come out. I got a lady and all. I'm just being real. I ain't being disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, if you ain't focused, all that can get to you. If you ain't focused, all that, you can be at the club every night. You can literally go up every night in Atlanta.
Facts.
No, you can literally go up every night. Like when I'm saying,
especially when you new and you not like you from Columbia at that. You know what I mean? Like we've been in Columbia. You know, I got a lot of friends that grew up in that area, and it's like when you from a small town. For me, I was more so like a sheltered kid. So it's like when you go to college and then you move to a city like Atlanta, it's like it's easy to get caught up in doing the things because you ain't never done this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if you ain't got no clubs like that or nothing like that. We used to be at Hole in the Wall all the time.
Hole in the Wall free.
I remember, yeah.
Hole in free, about $5 at least. Yeah. Well, I ain't paying $40 to get in the bitch every night.
Hell no.
And down at 11:45. You know what I'm saying?
Called Hole in the Wall. We ain't finna pay.
Hole in the Wall, man. $3 drinks,
used
man.
To have me lit.
Hold on, yeah, going up.
But
yeah. Imagine this. Imagine we stayed out in the clubs and we ain't never lock in on a dream. Mm-hmm. I remember a time me and you being at work and Britt at the crib and she working. I don't know what Britt doing at the crib.
Right.
She scheming up something. She
working on
cooking up something, boy. She on the white. She got the whiteboard out.
Always
I don't know what she doing, but that shit about to work. And look what it turned into. You see what I'm saying?
Literally.
But what if you was burnt down and you was just out here like I remember one time you was at the studios hanging out trying to. What if you was burnt down and you was just chilling, chasing that dream and chasing the club and chasing? Man, no. What you had to do, you had to lock in and get focused. So the only people that's gonna really take their life serious are gonna survive out here. Because if you come out here and you just get you let all this shit sway you, you're not gonna make it.
So when you had to kind of like so I guess let's circle back to when you talk about it kicked your ass, so you had to go home. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. A lot of people don't share it. A lot of people don't tell the truth about. Sometimes you do have a little redirection to get you back on track. You kind of talk about why you went home and then what you did while you were home to get you back here. And it's been what years now.
That was 2018. So yeah, damn.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So me going back home, man, 2018, I quit my job at Enterprise. I couldn't take it no more. I walked out.
Y'all live
I remember that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I walked out. It was just to the point I couldn't walk in there no more. Like it was like I was just like pacing before I couldn't do it. I remember I took a car. I had ran up to like Atlantic Station, and I was pacing in the parking garage, like I can't do it. Almost like I was going crazy. Yeah. But I was just like I can't do it. And I walked back in. I quit. I just told him I said I can't do it no more. Oof. And I just and from there, it wasn't like my life spiraled, but I had a fashion show coming up. You remember that? I had the show. And I'm like, yo, I had so much hope. I'm like, I'm about to make it. I'm going to drop the line and we're going to go up. I'm going to be rich. Boy, a month later, I was broke. I was flat broke. I had no savings, no nothing. So that went on for like that whole summer. And I was just grinding. But I had heard so many stories of just like, you got to couch it out, couch to couch and just, live on the edge.
Rags to riches.
And I was going through that. And I was just like, I had so much hope. But I wasn't strong enough, man. I ain't had no foundation. I ain't had no bread. First of all, I ain't had no crib. I was sleeping on my homegirl couch in her living room. It was just bad. It was just literally just bad, and I couldn't do it no more. I just said, man, you know what? I'm gonna go home. And my mom like, come home. You can go. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. Cause I can't do this no more. Like it's killing me. I'm so depressed. I can't even roll out of bed. I was talking to my youngin earlier today about the same scenario. And at that time, I'm still going through problems of not seeing my child and everything. my daughter mom had up and moved 5 hours away to like Charleston, South Carolina. So I just felt like empty at this time. Like I was just like, my kid gone. I quit my job. I'm down bad. I'm really feeling like the worst. So me going back home like was a breath of fresh air. Like my mom, she kissed and licked my wounds, fed me, nourished me back to health. And it was just time for me. I got right with God. I got grateful. I really planned it myself. I came back. I had a plan when I came back. I got a job. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was just really like, all right, let me go back home and get myself right for me. And then when I come back out here, I got to have a different plan. I know that I got to have a job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know I can't be out here jobless and brand ain't taking off yet. I know I got a lot of hope. I know I got a lot of potential. I know I can do it, but I just can't be out here putting that stress on me because it'll eventually break you. It's self-inflicted. You see what I'm saying? You got hope. You believe in yourself, and you know you can do it. Yeah. But when it's just like, all right, now this shit getting heavy. You see what I'm saying? Month over month, everybody ain't that strong. You see what I'm saying?
No, heck no, everybody ain't that strong. And I think that's what we talk about a lot of times, like, because there's so many casualties when it comes to this entrepreneurship game. Everybody think that they need to be a full-time entrepreneur and never have something outside of that to sustain them. And for you, I remember you had your apartment and everything like that. So when you eventually, I guess, left town and went back home, it was that time to recalibrate and kind of mature. And sometimes it's a humbleness about it too, because we have a great idea. We think it's going to make us some money. I want you to talk about how when you first started the clothing line, matter of fact, let's go back. Why did you even get into fashion in the first place? Because I remember when we first met at Enterprise, and you told me that you had an interest in fashion, and you was already sewing and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is crazy. He taught me how to sew. Remember that? Like we was in your apartment, you teach me how to sew.
What was it? Be Simply Dope. Be Simply Dope. Yeah.
Literally.
Damn, we old
as hell.
Taught him how to sew. I bought him a sewing machine. I was like, all right, cool. Reese done showed him how to sew.
Exactly.
We gonna invest into this man. He gonna
She
marry
literally
me.
did. She literally did. That's a gem for you women.
I'm just saying.
Nah, you was going, but nah. What made me get into the clothes? Man, I had always been into the clothes. Like me and my brother, my mom had always just really like mom and pops for real, but pops for sure. Just getting the swag from a man from pops, but mom just always like make sure we in a nice little drip. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put that on. Oh, we going fashion show in the house every Christmas. Every before school we going, man. I'm having it on more than you having it on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the house though. This is in the house. This is like, well, you know what I'm saying? This is not like, with no friends. This is literally how we raised. So just from that alone, like we always just been on the clothes, want to be fresh and whatnot. So when it came to college and I actually started like making clothes, like I bought a sewing machine and started making clothes, like it was just like, oh damn, like people rocking with me for the clothes. I was already known for the clothes because I was getting fresh. But when I started making the clothes, it just made it like even harder. Like, damn, he making the drip? Like that's so fast forward when I come out to the A, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna go up with the clothes. Like I just walked past Gunner and Neiman's the other day. I just walked past. I was in Jeffrey's and Jeffrey walked in. Thug right behind me. I'm like, damn, man, this shit happened. Like, these niggas is right here. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to being back home, it's like, okay, cool. So I felt like I could. What I'm trying to say, I felt like it was attainable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just talking to somebody about this, but I was saying, when you be out here in Atlanta and you just see a Bentley right beside her, right there on the road, you're like, hold up now. I don't know. I can do something to get this. Like,
literally.
And the person look like they around your age, you're like, hold up now. I can do something to do something. So, and just how everybody probably felt out here, like, nah, I can be a part. Like, if they could do it, I can do it. So that was the biggest thing. Like, I don't know if the influence of Atlanta, like the city of hope. I call it the city of hope because you have a lot of hope out here.
I think Atlanta definitely exposes you to a lot of stuff because like where we from, well, I can't speak for you, but where I'm from, everybody works for the government. You know what I'm saying? DC, it's all about getting a good government job. And so from an entrepreneurial standpoint, like even in the music industry, like Atlanta's just such a dope melting pot for entrepreneurs in general. It don't matter. I've seen people come down here and be lit in the music industry, people be lit in the fashion industry, people be lit in the TV and film industry, and just entrepreneurship in general, like just business. business, but all in Atlanta. I think when you're in certain cities, like I said, in DC, it's all about government. It's like I know a lot of people that are successful. Most of them, they got good government jobs or they work in some form or fashion within the government. And so I think sometimes when you have a place like Atlanta, I think it's really underrated. We full though, so don't. We fool. But Atlanta is so what people think about it, I think is really true. Like Atlanta, New York, LA, these are places where you really can go and get your footing and you start to put your mouth where your dreams are and be able to start to create something, to build something. But you're in a place where, like you said, you can walk in. I mean, literally our first start in business entrepreneurship was off of a DM for somebody I started following because they lived in the A. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm following Maddie J, found Justin because they're just entrepreneurs in Atlanta, and that's something I want to do. And that one connection, that one follow, that one DM led to, you know, a whole lifetime of building something over the last, what did we say? How long we been here? Jesus.
7,
8 years.
We've been here 7
you know what I'm
years,
saying?
yeah.
So you talk about 7, 8 years, but it's just from having the opportunity where you work, because you just talked about it at home. That ain't happening. But like people really feel like they can't do both. Like I either have to be a full-time entrepreneur or I have to work. And if I work, I'm not even fully an entrepreneur. It's a side hustle. It's like, why, like talk towards like that whole aspect of like feeling like I can't do both, or because like you said, it was foundational for you. What is the vibes with entrepreneurship and being able to work still?
You gotta kind of do both, man. It's at that point now. I think when you're young, you can burn out, but I ain't gonna lie. Like now, it's just so many scenarios. Let's say if I didn't have no kids right now, I probably could be still out here burning out, like no job and out here woo woo and like don't know where the next one gonna come from. And
just moving, yeah.
But now it's just like, damn, I can't even play like that. You see what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be summer, gonna be the up. I'm gonna be up in the summer. People gonna be going on trips. They're gonna be spending money. Fall gonna come around. It's gonna get slow. You see what I'm saying? I got to be able to compensate for that. So when you start to think your way through it, you say like, okay, cool. If I was playing sports in college, right, I'll have to get up at 5 a.m. I have to go do workouts. I'm going to have to go to maybe an early practice or whatever. I might go eat. I'm going to go to class all day now.
All day.
Literally.
Then I'm going to go to practice.
Again.
And then I'm going to go to CAF. And then I'm going to go home and do some work or whatever I got to do. And I'm going to do it all day again. Now I just explained to you how I just executed on 2 jobs.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? For some people did for 4 years,
right.
5 years, whatever. I just explained to you how I just executed on 2 different jobs. So when I say it's now, it goes back around to your execution and your discipline. Now, can you put yourself on that same regiment? You feel what I'm saying? Can you say, okay, I'm gonna wake up before I go in at 9. I'm gonna wake up at 5. And I'm going to go over this, I'm going to crunch these numbers, I'm going to get these posts prepared. So by the time lunch break hit, I can just roll this stuff out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to start thinking of it like that, because you can't just say it can't be done because it got to be done.
Nah, you know, here's what I found when I left my job, right? Because I left my job, last time I worked a full-time job was right before I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
in my mind, it was like, when I left though, like my first mind was like, especially being young, and of course in hindsight, this is the stupidest thing I've ever. But I was literally like, I'm coming out here to be an entrepreneur, but my mentality was like, I can't wait to wake up when I feel like it, and I'm gonna just be kicking it all day. I'm gonna go out with the homies. We at Hole in the Wall. I'm at the studio for free to 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like logically, we feel like sometimes you feel like you're going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like when I leave my job, it is, I'm about to be able to do all the things. And I agree with what you said. If you cannot manage your time with the job, it's going to be 10 times harder for you without it, because you haven't mastered what to do with a little bit. So now that you have a lot, you know what I'm saying? Typically we talk about that when it comes to money, but when you cannot master the small periods of time that you have, it's very, very difficult for you to manage a lot.
You got 24 hours to yourself. To yourself, Britt. You ain't got to get up.
Do nothing.
You don't gotta get up.
That's hard.
Ever.
It's hard.
You don't have to get up.
It's different.
You know how hard it is to get up for yourself? I ain't gonna hold you. It's hard to get up for yourself.
For yourself, yeah.
I used to tell myself, like, Reese, you got up for the white man. You need to get up. Man, listen, man. When that 7 o'clock hit, and you know ain't nobody firing you, and you ain't getting in trouble behind none of this, but that's when that discipline come in, bro. How you gonna hold yourself to that one?
I want to ask you this because for me, when I left Enterprise, I tried to think of what things I could apply in the business that we were that I was going
using.
that I was going into. How could I give myself an edge, a competitive edge to be able to make me more money? Because when we was at the airport, niggas was hustling. We was hustling like crazy. I understood customer service then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was some of the skill sets that you use in Enterprise that translated into you now starting your own clothing line and fashion line?
Customer service.
Yo,
What?
number
ESQ
one.
out, boy. Through the roof, boy. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if people hit me up like, yo, customer, man, thank you for the customer. Cause I'm you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on your ass, boy. You ain't even expecting it to be this professional. Like you ain't even like you saying I'm cool, I'm posing, I'm having chains, I'm dripped out and using slang. You ain't expecting me to be real corporate on that DM.
Yeah.
Really like, yeah, I got you, I'm gonna take care of this, blah, blah, blah. Like that customer service piece, I took that, I snatched it. When you talk about sales and just being competitive and just like going out and get it, man, I gotta come back and click the board. I gotta sell some coverage. You see what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean like I gotta sell a fit.
Yeah.
I'm in the DMs. I'm reaching out. I use another tactic from I was at a call center. I was at SDR. Bro, a real company got 25 to 35 people making 75 to 100 calls a day.
Jesus.
Are y'all hearing what I'm saying?
A day. So how
A
many is that
real
a year?
company, a multi-million-dollar company. I know a guy, he owns a company just over $10 million. It's an accounting software. He has 25 to about 30 SDRs in there making 75 to 100 calls a day, calling out to get people to make a decision or whether they're going to say yes or no on this product.
That's crazy.
And you yourself, you're not getting up and you're not at least hitting 100 people. You got a whole what you call it, y'all your follower. How you ain't hit up every follower? I still hit. Man, wait, let the trap get slow. You gonna see Reese in your DM, boy. You gonna see Reese, man. Just know. So when you talk about grabbing qualities from the job 9 to 5, you ain't just there in vain. Every job I go to, I learn something. I done been through a couple. Every job I go to, I learn something. I take something away. Okay. And I literally apply it to my business because that's what it's for. You know what I mean? So and that's the only way because you do have a business. This is not no play. This is not no side gig. This is not no mom and pop whatever. No, this is a real corporation. Start treating it like one and then start building it as such. Even with y'all, like how y'all went, man, how y'all niggas, boy, excuse me. Y'all boys went crazy. Cult following. You see what I'm saying? Cult following. But what I'm telling you is y'all use professionalism and the way you speak to people and the way y'all gave presentations, y'all didn't half-ass it and play around. Y'all did it at a high level as if we was sitting in the corporate office down there on Alpharetta and they would have came in and given the speech. That's the same way y'all was running it out, and that's what's gonna separate people. You know what I mean? When you talk about entrepreneurship or even a clothing brand or any company you got, is how you present yourself to the customer.
Yeah, I always knew, especially with enterprise, like because you meet so many people throughout a day, that the first impression was the most important thing.
Yeah.
So you see a white customer, they come in there, they already on 10, especially if they waited. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't feel presentable, if you don't look presentable, if you ain't speaking the right way, tone of voice, all those tone inflections and stuff like that, all that stuff matters when it comes to selling a product and things like that. So that stuff I took. And I was even telling you things.
Not telling me, he was like, "Yo, you would kill it at Enterprise."
I was like, "Yo, you would get this money at Enterprise. You would get this money at Enterprise. I know you would."
Excuse me to cut you off. I'm sorry, but my girl just got a corporate job.
Really?
She going crazy. But guess what? Same kind of grit. Like I see it. Like when she because she was a full-time entrepreneur doing body works, so like post-op work and stuff like that. But I just saw how she was just so good at just customer service. She was professional. She was on top of her stuff. To like when she got into she's a recruiter now, healthcare recruiter, going crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about just I'm like, damn. I'm like, well, I wish I had you. You know what I'm saying? You was my employee for something because y'all just got it. Like y'all just good at stuff like that.
But it's just women are just really great. Shout out to all the ladies. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like when you, especially if you learn from a man. What I've learned in entrepreneurship and business is like when women learn from men. I don't know. It's just kind of like there's just something different about how we flip that thing and do it. It's just I don't know what to call it.
See, that's crazy you said that, because I wasn't want to try to take her credit, but from my management experience and being in sales and being in corporate America, I would literally, when she would come home, she would tell me about her product, I'm like, baby, this is what you need to go to work and do.
No, for
You
sure.
need to come in, you need to execute like this.
She came and turned that
and then
thing up.
she went crazy.
Do you understand? Mark used to give me sales tips from Enterprise.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, babe, like it's not like I hear what you're saying, like you did a great job, but this is what you could have tweaked about it to make sure that you got the customer in. And then Mark will tell you the last 3 years of it,
Culture.
going crazy. Like I'm like, ain't nobody getting off the phone with me and not wanting to do this. Ain't nobody leaving the room having heard me and not wanting to do this.
Yeah.
Even now with like some of the stuff that I do, working with some coaches and I remember talking in some of these rooms and they like, yo, just because you talk, some of the times off the fly, didn't even know I was about to do it, whatever, but because of them reps and I've been doing it for so long. So now I done came and sat in the room, talked for 10 minutes and you know, you telling me like, oh yeah, I just got 3 new clients. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it was for me, nothing like that, but you know, it's just a little cherry on top, all that kind of stuff like that. And so, you know, I think what you all just talked about is like major keys, major value. But now from an entrepreneurial standpoint, if I'm starting a business or I'm growing a business, looking to scale a business, but specifically in the clothing brand space, what are some of the things that you would tell somebody to actually start to do? Because what you just talked about, even like, how do I get the clientele? Because that's what people talk about all the time. I'm working on a new business too, and I'm like, all right, even with the podcast, you just said something, I'm like, my mind is turned. I'm like, oh, I'm about to, all right, you gonna be subscribed to mine.
And I think one of Maurice's gifts that I don't even know if you know, like you're a master networker. Like you work a room. Anytime you go into a room, somebody either you already know them or they're gonna know you by the time you leave it.
That's real.
So it's like how if I'm starting, for sure, bro, you're fire. And if I'm starting a clothing brand or if I'm starting my business, what are some of the things that I really need to do to start to build up that clientele base? Especially if I'm on social media.
Social media? Oh, bro, that's a good question.
Like, what did you do?
What did you do?
Because
what did I do?
Because you started from scratch, bro. I remember we was in the apartment. It was me, you, and Jordan out here. I don't know what we were sewing up. We were sewing up something. Then you came up with the name. All three of us came with the name Reason. We was like, yo, that's it.
Yeah.
I remember Malcolm texted me. It was like
Reason.
Reason.
Yeah.
Reason.
Like,
Reason. You know what I'm
what are you
saying?
talking about? What time are you coming home?
Bri, how you say it, Bri? Reason.
What are you talking about? And what time?
But that's how we felt when we came over. We was like, that's it.
That's it.
Like we was like, oh, this is the $1 million play. Like right here, like this is gonna take us out of enterprise right here. Reason. And we had the E, and we was like, it had the little. It was special. We went, you know what I'm saying? But
sure.
I think from starting a brand, how did he get people to? So first, I think the biggest thing is just the product. Start with a product that you believe in. So when you got your product, the way you push it out, the way you market your product, the way you show it to the world, do it at the highest level possible. Now, once you drop, you gotta just keep pushing, and you gotta just know that your product hard, and that, you know what I'm saying. And if it's not hard, I mean, be real with yourself and take, little critiques, but don't listen to people too much. Because I had products that I dropped when I first started, and people were like, "Nah, that ain't it. It's sold out." No, that ain't it. Ah, damn it. Then it go sell out. And then everybody want it, and they thinking I'm the hardest person ever because I made the product that somebody just told me that I actually trust and I believe in. I take, you know what I'm saying? Right. So the biggest thing is just locking in, focusing on your product, and once you got there, make your product look like what you're gonna see on a commercial when it come across the screen. That's like real. if it ain't holding up to there, then you know what I'm saying? You don't want to just drop anything. You don't want to just throw it on the ground. Like I see a lot of people like drop a clothing line, then they just posted their brand laying on the ground, laying on the floor.
Laying on the floor. You're right.
Wow.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's wrinkled up. It ain't ironed. It ain't ironed out or nothing. They just throw it on the floor. Yeah, new clothing. I'm about to drop. Like, whoa, chill out. You see what I'm saying? At least make sure the flow look nice.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But little stuff like that, it means a lot to people. And then also anything with branding, making sure that your brand, your personal brand, who you are, is intact, because people buy from people, and that's something you'll learn in sales. If people, anybody in sales heard that before. People buy from people. So who are you to people? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna go branding, how you gonna drop a clothing line and you ain't fresh? You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying.
That's
in the
real.
Sense of
that's real.
So let me ask you this: if I'm not fresh, right? Because I guess fresh is up to interpretation of the person. You don't know whether you are or whether you aren't. It's up to the interpretation of somebody else.
That's true, Britt.
You don't know.
That's not true.
People.
If people think they fresh, they know.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's the reaction that you get there. If you drop something,
It's not about the
you know what I'm
drop, though.
saying? Like,
If
It's
nobody
not-
ever told you was fresh, don't be out here,
First of
dog.
all,
Just
y'all
anybody
let us
ask you
come
when
out
you
with
get
them-
something,
No,
you know what I'm
y'all let
saying?
us come out with them little capes with the little opening. You know
that was fly back then. They was fly back then. People wanted it.
But that's not my point. My point is, it's like you may think you the coldest dresser in the world.
That's true.
You know what I'm
Fact,
saying?
facts.
So you can't necessarily say like if you're not fly. Like a person might not know, but they still might have a good idea, a good product. Do you feel like you might need to go get people to wear your stuff?
Influencer marketing is serious. That put you through every time. If you're not the one, put it on somebody that is the one, and then they gonna make it hard. But
As you talking, I'm starting to remember some of the grassroots stuff that niggas was doing that I don't like. It's crazy because you would make something of your own that you thought was hard, and you would literally go to a party in the city with it on.
with it on, wear your own stuff.
Literally with it on, and you know, you was marketing that way. Obviously, you was telling people like what you do, like yo, I do this and that.
You making me remember that, Malcolm.
You know what I'm saying? Remember when we
When you
would pull up to these
I would think I was coming
parties
to
in
your
the
house.
city?
I was doing photo shoots at y'all crib on that wall.
Yes,
No,
literally.
Facts. I was taking
With
your
the guitar and
picture.
everything.
I was taking your picture.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot. I was taking
You see what I'm saying?
pictures at the beginning.
Literally.
Terrible lighting. We ain't got no light.
Made it
It's
happen.
yellow as hell.
Made it happen.
That's crazy.
But one thing I did notice that he always had attention to detail though.
Yeah.
He always had attention to detail, folding something the right way or whatever it is. He had an eye for it. But he was like a walking billboard. So anywhere he went, he made sure he went to where people were.
That's true.
I got something for y'all. So, and this is what I'll tell you. If you're gonna get into, and this come from my pops. If you're gonna get into something, know what you're getting into. I was already liking the clothes. You see what I'm saying? I was already liking photography. I've been doing photography since I was 11 years old when I had a Kodak. I got my first Kodak camera. I already like, you know what I'm saying, like all that. That's what I was interested in. I wasn't just picking something like, yeah, I'm about to go do this. So you got to just know what you're getting yourself to, immerse yourself in the knowledge, and educate yourself on that. This is the answer I would give. Immerse yourself in that, educate yourself, and understand it fully. And if you don't understand it fully, understand it enough that when you go out and present it, you can have a foot to stand on.
Yeah.
A lot of people might jump into something and they don't know nothing. A lot of people don't survive because they only knew a little bit and they ain't know the rest.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So, and it happens.
I am a lot of people.
You see, but it's just real.
Nah,
you see what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Some people
'Cause-
can make it and they can fake it till they make it and then they learn on the back end and then it'll all come together.
And niggas don't know how much it costs to do that stuff,
Yeah.
especially if you're not like when you're going from a manufacturer standpoint of like, all right, because that was our issue. It's like, yo, I got a pre-sale because this costs a lot of money. We embroidery,
Bro, what?
We doing embroidery. That's a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm
Literally.
saying?
Pre-sale, I ain't know
What?
And pre-sale's so scary because
Just don't know.
So what are best practices if you're about to drop? So let's talk launch. I want to talk a couple things. I want to talk about launching, and then I want to kind of talk about what you talked about in marketing and how to get in front of people. But first, if I'm dropping a product or I have something that I want to release, like what is the best way to get it in front of people effectively where it actually makes sales and in your case, sell out?
Well, what I did is I put it on me. And I put it on me and I just showed them the drip on me first. Boom, it hit. My photography was good. My content was good. So like when you saw that reel and it was slow-mo and I was coming across the screen and you just like, damn, this shit is, the actual visual is hard.
Yeah, facts.
Now, not only the visual hard, the clothes is hard. Not only the clothes hard, like he hard. You see what I'm saying? Like just in general, like, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody's starting a brand, okay, cool. Like how you gonna make this shit look all the way like full circle? Like when you drop your lipstick line, are you just gonna just drop anything, or you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Or you gonna really, you know what I'm saying, put it together? If you, I don't know. If you gonna sell houses, you're gonna be a realtor. How your the picture's gonna look in front of the house when you showing up a house? Is you gonna have a blurry camera, or it's gonna look glass? People don't want to say I'm about to spend I don't know $400,000 on the house. I don't. In the first picture I see, it's blurry. You gotta think about stuff like that.
No, that's
The marketing
real.
of your
That's
product
facts.
is
That's
huge.
real.
You see
That's
what I'm
real.
saying? And if the big corporations doing it like this, you might need to be doing it somewhere similar to them. And mind you, I keep going back to that. Anything that you do, I don't care. There's people use this same model in sports. Malk, you was a 1,000-point scorer in college, athlete. there was somebody, a star player that you looked at and you modeled your game after. Even if it was just somebody back home that was very good. You looked at them, you studied them, and then you said, okay, cool, I'm going to work my way up to here. You never just came in and said, I'm just going to throw out anything and then hope it worked and then get mad that people don't support you.
Right.
Because you're just saying like, oh, you're supposed to. No, it's not your job. It's not people's job to believe in you. It's your job to make them believe. So when you go from there, it's like, okay, cool. I got to really make this thing look like the one so people can believe in it and get behind it and support it and we can keep going forward.
I want to talk about this. Let's talk about this because we all can attest to this. What is it like when you finally, when somebody does let go of their job, or maybe you're not working anymore, you're a full-time entrepreneur, and you got your business, and now you're really starting to have success?
I experienced that too.
Like, what's the mindset, and what's some of the things that either if it's pitfalls or things that you did well? What were those two things? What you did well to have success, and then what's some of the pitfalls that people can fall into having success now that you're a full-time entrepreneur and you now are selling your product or selling your service?
I had momentum. You got to have momentum. Before you go quit your job, have some kind of momentum. Don't quit just off of a dream and emotion. Don't be emotional about it. Have a real deal like, okay, this is picking up. Like people are buying. People rocking with the brand. Yeah. So the first time, 2018, I quit my job and blah, blah, blah. It went up, then it went down. Actually, I was getting sales. I was making sales. That was my first year making like $5,000 in a year off my brand. But I mean, it wasn't enough to support me through the whole year. By the time, that summer I went crazy, but by the time like October came, it was like, people want, it gets slow. Fashion industry in general gets slow in the winter. Now, 2021, I quit my job and I'm like, all right, baby, I'm doing Uber and like I'm gonna sell a couple clothes. But guess what? I just started going harder and harder on the clothes. I had momentum. And from there, bro, I quit my job in like February. March, I was doing okay. April, I think I went up and hit like 7, like around like 7 bands. Influence marketing kicked in from April, from like March and April, like 2 big influencers I worked with, it kind of circulated around. By May, bro, I did 16 bands. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going up. I'm by myself. I ain't never made this much money before. I've been working a job since I moved out here. I ain't never made this in 1 month. Yeah, that month is stayed consistent through that whole year. I'm like, damn, it worked. But the biggest thing is I had momentum, and what I did was I had low-key had like not low-key, I had a foundation. It was me and my lady, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't just out here alone. We was helping each other. I'm helping her, she helping me. I got multiple streams of income. So I got her business, and where she worked, I got, at that time Uber was putting me through. I had Uber. I ain't gonna hold you. COVID had hit.
We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about COVID.
COVID had hit. You know, little unemployment, had a little stimulus. You know what I'm saying? So I had multiple streams, and I was just working.
I had a little stingy.
VP air.
That's a wild time. I wasn't fortunate enough to be a partaker.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Would you say pandemic? I had went up, and then you got to think about it. Everybody else had money at that time too, so they had money to spend with me, and like it really took me up through there. So that was the first time I had made 6 figures. And I wasn't working no job. I mean, I did this myself. First time I get it myself. Like, oh, you gotta know my belief through the roof.
Yeah,
like, you can't tell me nothing. Boom. Guess what happened?
What happened, bro? Let's talk about it.
Came around again. The winter time came around again.
That's what it is.
So now, when you approach, you gotta say, okay, cool. I can't go through this again. How do I survive the winter? How do you survive the winter? You see what I'm saying? What that is when what animal that is that stash they stash nuts? Don't they stash it for the winter? You gotta, so when the summertime coming and you up and you lit and the shit jumping, you gotta be thinking about the rainy day.
Yep.
So what you do? For me, my biggest thing was like, okay, cool, I gotta go back 9 to 5. That's the only way I could go. I could get it without, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go back 9 to 5 just to keep everything steady, and then I just gotta make my process my business process more efficient. So what that means, I gotta take me out of it. How can I run my play, still run my same play without me being there?
That leads me to my next question, because I'm curious. Because the last time we talked, I was like, bro, how are you making these clothes this quickly?
No, facts.
Last time I know, you're a one-man band. You know what I'm saying?
One-man band.
How are you pushing out custom clothes so quickly now, like you ASOS? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So talk to me. How did you scale past yourself?
So 2018, mind you, I said 2021 when I shot up, went crazy. 2000 and these years just be going.
These years go crazy.
2019 when I moved back to Atlanta, that's when I got my manufacturer, Jay, my boy Jay, old Korean guy,
Crazy.
been doing it for a long time.
Got a
But
nigga
he's
name.
crazy with the, you know what I'm saying? So I met Jay, and Jay was the only person I could find in Atlanta that didn't require minimums. We was talking about pre-orders earlier, and that was
Wow. That
I
was
can
the
never
thing.
do that. You gotta, if you don't know, like I'm gonna tell y'all, anybody that's starting a brand, bro, it costs a lot of money to run a clothing brand.
Oh yes.
It's
It
like
does.
this shit is not cheap at all.
does.
You see what I'm saying?
Man.
It's a lot to come with this. Jay set me down, and he became almost like an uncle, I would say, just because he would always give me game. It was hard for me to understand it, but after like being with him for so many years, I could understand what he would be saying. And he just was Reese, very, very expensive. Very, very, the clothing is very, very expensive. It's a lot, very stressful. And he would put me down, and he ain't never lied. You know what I'm saying? He didn't never, because I feel it now. You see what I'm saying? So when I got Jay, I started pumping. Jay came to me one time on top of COVID. Jay said, man, it's rough. He said, Reese, I think I'm about to shut it down. Like, it's rough. I felt responsible for some reason. I don't know why I felt responsible, but it was just like a spark in me to say, like, okay, I'm about to run it up. Like, as much as you can go, I said, Jay, I'm gonna turn it up now. When I turn it on, like, you gonna be able to get it going? Yeah. Man, I just started going hard. I started posting. One of my best friends, he came through. He put me in the game. I told you, clothing game is expensive. It was hard for me to ever have clothes on hand. People always want to hit me up and say, you got it on hand? I could never have it on hand, because guess what? I had to drop a bag just to have it on hand. And I tell you my situation, I wasn't having no bread just to drop crazy.
Right.
So what I do, if you made something, if you ordered a shirt today, I'm doing content with that shirt. If you get what I'm saying, I'm selling my next piece off what you just made.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So every time a new order come in, I'm camera, and then everybody seeing it. And they think I got a bunch on hand. I really don't have it on hand. This is somebody's order. This shit got on out today. As soon as I get from this video, it's getting packaged up and sent out. You see what I'm saying? But that's when you learning how to like finagle. And so I can't really give somebody else my formula, especially with the custom. A lot of people doing like t-shirts, and I don't. That's the pre-order game.
Yeah.
I only know the custom game was where how I had to work it. Now, I told you, I never had a lot of clothes on hand. One of my best friends from college, still my friend today, he invested, he gave me $1,500. $1,500. I went and took that 15, and that 1,500 had made me that, had took me up that month. That 1,500 had propelled me through that whole year. That 1,500 made me $100,000.
Wow.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm putting you down. That 1,500 really was the reason, because at that time I had already had the Vito fit made. The Vito fit was sitting at the house. When I got that call and said, "Hey man, pull up right now in 15 minutes," the fit was hanging up. That would have never happened. I'm telling y'all, I'm literally saying this would have never happened. So when you mix hard work and God's timing together, a lot of great things come out of it. You asked me about how did I get stuff cranking out so fast. Me and Jay, and really developing a process to where I'm like, okay, cool, we got all our patterns set up. When the orders come in, Jay, this is how we're gonna come in. I'm gonna draw these orders out right here. I'm probably gonna go do 10 this week. Here go 10. I'm gonna come back to you next week with some more. Once I come back and picking up 10 orders, I'm dropping off another 10. And I'm going home and I'm doing all the vinyl. Every last order that it has ever went out, I still touched every last order. To this day, any clothes somebody got in mind, I've touched every last order. No order has come out under Reese Alexander brand that I have not put my hands on.
Okay.
Still to this day. Matter of fact, and put you all the way down, I'm back sewing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I saw when you put on the gram, you like, look, I'm back sewing.
I'm back sewing, bro.
Why? What made you go back to sewing?
I lost my job.
Okay.
I'm back outside.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What did it say? What did the church say?
Let's talk about it.
I'm putting niggas all the way through. I'm outside. I'm outside right now. I lost my job November 18th. I just told you, I was just on the podcast. I'm like, y'all got a job. Boom, 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 boom. 2 weeks later, job gone.
Wait, how did it go? Did they fire you?
So basically, I got laid off. But let me tell you why. I got in an accident. This job, they put you through this little kind of like strenuous little like onboarding process where you're actually in the field doing like work. And mind you, I told you I work way out here. And I live way like an hour away in Atlanta. Yeah. Bro, by the time I was getting home, I was sleepy as hell. For this job, I was getting up 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, this shit wild.
Doing rigorous labor till about like 2 o'clock. And then I had to drive back home. So when I got back home, I was on the road, bro, on 85. Bro, fell asleep at the wheel, hit somebody in the back. Boom.
Ooh.
Like, damn. All right, tell the job, boom, wait, this what's going on, boom, boom. So in Atlanta, I'm trying to pay my little ticket online, following too close, whatever. Bro, I go to try to pay the ticket, a day or two before the dang on court date. Yeah. Won't let me pay. I'm like, damn, I'll try the next day. Damn, won't let me pay, whatever. I get a FTA, failure to appear. I'm like, damn. I just need to get it settled. I'll get it settled. It's whatever. Mind you, for my job, I drive. I literally drive. Like for my job, I drive. I didn't know that, yeah. Like I'm on their insurance and everything. I drive, bro. The failure to appear, I don't get resolved fast enough. These folks are suspending my license. I can't work this job without a license. They say, yeah, you got 2 weeks to get it figured out. I'm running around all down Atlanta. I'm trying to get it figured out. I get it figured out. Boom, they say, I go back to work. They say, yeah, you got it done. You got it figured out. But guess what, man? You put us at risk. It's a liability, and they'll just come and don't take that lightly. They let me go. Same day they let me go. Car gets stolen. I'm like, whoa.
Your car gets stolen?
Same day they let me go. Car gets stolen, bro.
Where was you at to get stolen? Home. In Midtown?
Bro, a whole little thing.
Atlanta,
yeah.
See, I told y'all, don't come down here.
You stupid.
When I say Atlanta be beating my ass, but this shit niggas deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's just real life.
Bro,
same day that they let me go, my car gets stolen. I'm calling it back and say, hey, man, my car got stolen, man. Cause I'm on the insurance, so I got to call in. Boom, boom, boom. They say, oh, yeah, okay, well, we'll get that figured out. But yeah, this is your last day. I said, whoa.
This is crazy.
I couldn't get shaken up. Christmas in 3 weeks.
I was about to
I got 2 little girls. What I'm gonna do? I'm back in DMs. I'm back. Hey, let's go. I'm back on the sewing machine. I had to run it up. I'm in mode right now. When I leave here, I'm going back to the sewing machine. I wake up in the morning. My girl go to work at 7. I wake up at 7. I get to it every day. Yeah. But at this point, back in the day, it would have broke me. Yeah. Back in the day, I would have been in the bed. Yeah. Back in the day, I'm just talking to my young nigga about this morning. I would have been hurt. I would have been stomach balled up. I couldn't get out of bed. I would have been depressed. I would have been broke down crying. I would have been, I don't got no time for that right now. So when I go out here and I'm screaming MMDR, multi-million-dollar run, I'm out here motivating people. I'm motivating myself, bro. This shit gotta happen. I can't tuck no tail. I ain't got no time to be playing. You see high activity on the Instagram right now because this shit back. We gotta get it back going. Let's go. Like whatever we gotta do, we reaching out, we calling people, whatever, we're getting it back going. And God willing, it's gonna get back going. And God willing, I'm still applying for new jobs and we're gonna get it back going. But this is just you say, let's talk about it. I'm bringing y'all in on like, yo, this shit ain't all peaches and cream, boy.
No, it's not.
And that's,
this shit real.
Me and Malcolm real. We were talking about this. Was this yesterday? We was talking about this yesterday. It was like, yo, what is our podcast really? What's our vibe? And it's like, it's really taking people through it because a lot of people can talk about it after they've overcome it, but a lot of people, it's like there's so many more people through than are on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's
Absolutely.
like, yo, when you realize like, yo, we are really on through millennials. We are all going through it. And it's like, and it's not even like through it doesn't have to be like bad. It's like you're going through something. That means you're progressing, from one area of it to another area of it. Some people are going from their first 6 figures to their first 7 figures. Like there's a lot of through. You know what I mean? There's individuals that are transitioning off of jobs and going into entrepreneurship full time. There are people that are going back to jobs from entrepreneurship. There are people that are building and scaling. And so through is just a action piece of what you're going through. But I think what we really want to be real about. Is like, yo, there's no hype here. We're talking about the real in regards to what we are experiencing and how we are finding new versions of ourselves through those processes of things that are happening in our lives. And that's what you just said. You was like, all right, this is not my first rodeo. And the first time I was done for. You know what I'm saying? The first time I'm at home. This time I know exactly what type of time I'm on, and I know exactly what to do to get out of it. And I know exactly how to, you know what I'm saying, moving forward because I've learned from the last time. You know what I'm saying? And so like I think that was, I want to say I appreciate you for sharing that on the show, because I really feel like there's somebody who's going to be listening to this and like, damn, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I talk to people all the time where they're just sharing with me what they're going through, or, you know, how they've come out of it, or what they've been through, we talking about the same stuff. And I'm like, bruh, that's crazy. But I also believe that when stuff starts coming against you heavy, it's because you are like breakthrough.
Something about to go crazy.
Like when we're
Something
talking
about to happen.
through, like when you in that moment of like, what the hell is happening? It's like, I know for a fact that when you get through that thing, or you learn that same lesson, or you're now being retested on a lesson that you were already taught. All right, let me see how you gonna handle it this time.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
And so now it's like, oh, I don't.
Where your faith at now?
If you did $100,000 by yourself for $1,500, and that was without the whole job situation, it's like, yeah, but the first time I did this, I only made a little bit of money, got a little arrogant, got a little hype. You know what I'm saying? I fell on my face, but now I got so much more wisdom to carry over. I'm already knowing I'm passing this one. I don't even gotta worry about it. No car, job let me go. Okay, cool. I know exactly what to do in this season. And so like, man, I'm actually more excited that you lost the job because of the mentality of who you are today than you were in 2016. Who you were when you left in 2018. Who you were when you know what I'm saying? Like 2021. Like, I'm more excited about what you just said than everything we talked about this whole day.
Literally.
Because it's real, bro. When I tell you, that day when, like I said, I go outside to go get my girl from work, car gone, and these folks just told me, I said, man, I couldn't even shake.
You was numb?
I was numb out.
I said, I'm about to make it. I said, that's how much I'm like, I don't have to get too spiritual, but that's how much I be so deep in tapped in with God. Like,
no, for sure.
Like, God, like I hear what you saying right now. You saying something to me right now, because this just happened right here. Like, no, this some odd shit right here now. Like, come on, like boom, boom. Like, okay, I'm telling y'all, y'all saying like it's over. I'm like, nah, God, me and God too locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, we good. Did I miss something? Did I do something that I don't know about? Did I forget?
And that's what it is. It's just like, okay, God, okay, all right, you trying to say something, so let me turn my ears all the way up and let me just listen. Now, I can't do nothing else but work at this point. Like the other day, I caught myself getting a little like worried, and I sat there and told my girl, I said, baby, I really ain't supposed to be doing nothing else right now but working. Like, you got to understand what I'm saying. Like, nah. When I say like, baby, like the weekend here, it ain't really no weekend right now. It's like 24/7 for me right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, like when I tell you, like I just pushed out 7 orders today.
When I having that conversation with you the other day, when I said like when our back is against the wall and we feel like we gotta make something shake, we isolate. I don't need to fraternize. I don't want to fraternize. I need to fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't do nothing else.
I can't do nothing. I can't even think about nothing else right now. Entertaining people and all that. No, that's not it.
Because it's like ain't nothing coming from that, bro.
Yeah,
ain't nothing coming from that. And anything other than that is tuck and tail. And then when you start tuck and tail, you sitting there and you just getting punched. Life just hitting you. You ain't, man, he punching and you thinking he gonna stop. No, then he gonna start stumping. He gonna start, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being dead serious, y'all. This is serious. So what you gotta do, man, you just gotta, you better peel back and you better just throw one. You better hope it land. You better bite a nigga leg or something and get up and then get some ground and get your back against the wall, because this is how like life really is. Like, you really gotta fight.
Yeah,
you gotta wake up every day and fight. So we in fight mode right now. Like, we good. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. We good. Like, we straight. I say, you got a foundation. We straight. But it's still like, all right, now we know that shit. Flip of the switch, and shit can get ugly. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Huh?
It's the flip of the switch. The wisdom comes in the. this cool.
Okay.
But it cannot be cool too.
All right, now.
No, that's fact.
Come on, man. Car
let me
break
act
down, some
accordingly.
tow come, somebody get hurt. This shit going downhill, boy. So now it's just a proactivity. I wrote down my prosperity plan. We just ain't no procrastination. Like I just told you, I pushed out orders all day. I went and got my lady and my baby right. I'm coming out here. I did this. I'm coming back home. I'm sewing. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow. I got a fashion show Friday. High activity is just going to create the momentum that we need to just keep going and keep going and keep going. So that's all it is too. We just working. We can't do nothing else but work.
I love it. I have one more question though, because the Reese I
We're
met.
gonna answer this question too.
The Reese I met, it's a lot of lady talk, and we do. I mean, this ain't a couples podcast, but we do talk. I mean, we married, obviously. It's a lot of couple shit. But how do you feel like your lady changed, like the dichotomy of like your lifestyle as a business owner, as a man, and of course you're already a father, but what's the difference? We talk about men having a good woman in their lives, and people hear about it from Malcolm. Obviously, his life is very.
Look at her.
She go good. His wife.
She did one of these
highly
numbers.
elevated since being
my
with me,
God.
but like because I think that's real. Like, talk about how she's kind of changed you, and like what's different about your level of work ethic because of having the right partner in your life.
That's real. I'm glad you asked that. Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Bro, me and my lady so locked in, bro. And it's two things. It's me being a different area in my life that I'm able to be who I need to be for her. Because a lot of niggas are ruin their lady. You will have a good lady, but you don't burnt your lady out. You don't cheat on her 5 times. She done caught you. She self-conscious. She don't know. She think you burnt. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Now you can't even just get that happy and good love and just, you know what I'm saying? So me being a person that like, man, I cut the streets out. I got 2 kids, by the way. Like,
awesome.
Hey, I'm out the street. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. No. So I'm so tapped in with my brand and just giving my love to my lady and my kids, that it allows her to love me the way she need and she can love me and the best she can. And that on the other side is that, like, bro, my lady is like the truth. Like, my lady gonna take care of me. She gonna rub my back. She gonna cook my food. She gonna take my socks off when I get into bed. If I lay down, I'm asleep. She gonna take my jewelry off and put it up. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't touching no feet. I love her.
But what I'm just saying is just like just her level of just making sure, like, you see what I'm saying? And that makes me want to go hard for her every day. You see what I'm saying? What you say?
Rub my feet.
Rub my feet. Hey man, my lady rubbing feet for sure. But I'm gonna rub her feet, and I'm gonna go. We just back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. But my lady, she like ain't gonna hold. She my anchor. Like she really hold me down, and she just a good woman. I ain't never been on one for like how you might think you want some McFlashy ass like woo. No, I need a real woman, like a real
somebody
person.
to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Like my lady talked to her grandma like a couple times during the week. Like, you see what I'm saying?
She got old wisdom. She got the old head wisdom.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need a real woman. Like I don't need all that play. You don't know your bitch might be out in the street. You need somebody like, okay, I ain't got time to be playing around. Like my lady at the crib, she gonna step out with a friend when she needs to. I ain't saying she just. But you know what I'm saying? Like she locked in, we locked in, we on point. And I think just having that confidence and that love for someone and somebody you know that they got your back and you love it, like it just make everything work.
And how
when
was
it's
her
good
response?
and when it's bad.
I was about to say that because like you just said like you lost your job, you got laid off, you lost your car, whole situation. So it was like, what was that like to have that kind of anchor when you going through like life personally?
It's a blessing, man. Because you gotta think, bro. When I was going up, when I told you I had that amazing year, it was still, my lady was pregnant. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't working. So I'm really out here going crazy for a reason. I ain't really going crazy just cause I'm really calm so I can pay the fucking bills. This shit get high. Niggas was standing there all midtown going, man, what?
I know.
Expenses high.
You making more now. You
making more, but you really making more because you done signed up for more. You see what I'm saying? That's why you making more. You ain't making more.
Up to life. Now you really got.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just ups and downs. You just learning. So now on this side of it, it's just like, now it's just like, we ain't missing a beat though. It ain't like, it's just like, okay, baby. She like my baby to tell me every day, like, baby, I believe in you. You fine. Like, I know you're gonna be all right. It's okay. Like, she's still working. Like, it's still good. I'm still working. It ain't nothing changed, but it's just like, I ain't never like, damn, man, my bitch, like, she mad. She like, man, baby, I believe in you. Like,
Right.
I promise you good. Like, just go. You know, and then she ain't got to tell me to go hard because she see me going hard. But it's just like, just knowing like nobody ain't over here thinking about jumping ship. Ain't nobody over here looking to let you less. So nobody ain't thinking, because my baby just know, like, I'm taking care of shit. Job I just had was a big dog job. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, that's the first time I ever had a big dog job like that. You see what I'm saying? Niggas was taking care of all bunch of shit. So she know I ain't no lame, no suck ass nigga. But it's still, sorry, I ain't know if y'all doing that on your podcast. But I'm just saying, it's just like, she just know that she seen me go get it before. She seen me go get it before, and she seen when I was like sad, saying she had to rub my back and say, "Baby, you got it, go, you can do it." Like,
She seen
calm
you up.
down.
She seen you up. She already know.
She seen me up and see me down, but see me when I was down, and then and in that moment, like, said, "Come on, baby, you can do it," and made me shoot right back up.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So you know when you got somebody like that beside you, you don't want to just keep putting them on a roller coaster. Now I ain't saying that, but it's just good to know that somebody beside you and they supporting you everything that you're doing. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, having a good lady beside you, having a good lady beside you during entrepreneurship is like huge. They tell you that. You read books, people, they literally say, get a good woman and y'all and focus on her.
Oh, you make way more money with one than trying to be out here with multiple.
Nobody playing with no women out here in Atlanta, Georgia, boy.
Boy, you end up.
Man, you done money.
End up somewhere else.
What? Come on, man. You been spent out. You done been on 5 days. I got partners, real players. Get money. They go on 5 days a week. They probably spend about $1,000 just on dates.
It's crazy.
I ain't got time for that, and I'm trying to invest into a business and go up. I got two. Come on, I ain't got time. With my lady.
The section of the show, we're gonna call it the comment section, obviously, right? Okay. So we have. I think we all three can probably attest to this question that I'm about to read out from somebody from a later show we did, from an earlier show. I think it was the first show.
Yeah, the first episode.
And just to let y'all know, jacket I was wearing on the first show was custom made by my guy right here. So go check that out and go get it. You know what I'm saying? But what he said is, he said, you mentioned at some point in business, if this was a traditional company, there's a point where the company will consider selling. So my question is, when you look at it from a traditional business aspect, let's use nightlife industry for the example of my question. If you've had tons of success in nightlife and changes or transitions happen and you have to pivot, sell the club, revamp, etc., most may leave that particular partnership club, make adjustments in ownership, but still be in the industry of nightlife. The question is, what will make you say, okay, network marketing industry was my biggest success, seen millions, I've known it works 100%, will make me walk away 100% for good from the industry, versus just the particular company, partnership, business model, products, or whatever, restructuring or taking a different approach, pivot, but still in some way remain a part of the industry. So basically, what I guess he's asking is, why leave the entire industry as opposed to maybe, moving on, but still having your hand in that industry?
I'll say network marketing in particular was my footing in entrepreneurship. I got started as an entrepreneur building websites. From web development, I was working at the studio doing marketing. From doing marketing at the studio, I was getting my master's at the time in entertainment business, and I'm like, I'm just knowing that entertainment is my way to go, just because that's what I knew. But I found network marketing, which was kind of off the script for me. And the reason why I actually delved into it was to prove to myself that I could be consistent at something. Because for me, starting in that level of business was, I'm not consistent often. Outside of school and sports and all that kind of stuff like that, like my level of consistency was like, yo, this done got a little fickle, done got a little hard. It ain't moving like I thought it was going to move. And so let me just go do this. Let me go do something else. And so this was the first time I decided to, like, regardless of what this looks like, the process, and, in my mind, I thought I was going to be making $10,000 a month in my first 90 days, although I had never had success in business. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was like taking the time to really learn the skill sets that were necessary to build build a business. I think network marketing is one of the greatest industries if you're getting started in entrepreneurship to understand business, especially if you don't work corporate America like how y'all did, where like corporate America gives you the inside scoop, especially if you have a good position, but it gives you the inside scoop of how businesses are run. From a network marketing standpoint, you become the contractor in the business. You're running your own business within that company, if that makes sense.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, like in network marketing in particular, it provides you with an opportunity to run your own business, but you're just a part of a greater company. So all the products and all the stuff like that is taken care of. You don't have to do all the deeper work, which is, you know, setting up the legalities and all that kind of stuff, like developing the products. You just have to go become better at sales of it, better at leading people and teaching them how to do the same thing. So some of the key skill sets that I learned in that business were, one, I didn't like public speaking. I wasn't good at it. I couldn't properly articulate something in order to sell something, one, but also in order to cast the vision. So these are multiple things, like from one thing of just learning how to speak better and be confident in speaking, I don't learn how to lead people. I don't learn how to move people into action just to work with me. I've learned how to move people into action to purchase from me, all that kind of stuff like that. And then I learned how to lead people and then show them how to do the same thing I was doing. I learned how to teach people. I learned how to push my own products. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened for me was like, I realized that these were actually things that were in me. I needed a way to get them out of me. I needed a way to show myself what was within me. Yeah. And when I did that, that took me back to all the things that I had left behind, and saying like, there's more for you to do. There's more within you to do. So sometimes it's not necessarily about moving away from the industry of any industry. It's realizing that there's more to what you can do or what you possess that doesn't have to only be confined to this space.
Yeah, I mean, it's so, being in network marketing, it's very, very hard to get out.
Yes.
Like, because there's so many mental aspects to staying and being into a network marketing company, because we're talking about personal development. So most of the time,
you're growing as a person.
You're growing as a person, and everything you do is centered around this product or company or this leadership. And by the time you leave it, I think people who leave network marketing need therapy of some sort.
No, that's a fact.
And to his question of why leave instead of just doing something inside the industry, is because I just noticed that I was a 1099. I didn't own a business. I was a contractor of this business. So I couldn't sell my business if I wanted to. Just think if I could sell the peak at our peak.
We were bringing in
$8 million a year for the company. So if I could sell that,
crazy.
What could I have done?
Right off in the sunset.
Right off in the sunset. So obviously, if I can't do that, if I want to do that one day, I have to create something that I can do that for. You know what I'm saying? I have to be able to create a product or a service or something that I can sell, or maybe work even smarter and buy a business that I can sell one day.
Right. But that's stuff that you know what I'm saying. Things over about before you were thinking this way.
Exactly. So it wasn't more so, let me just get out of the industry to get out. It was more so like an awakening for me. Like, okay, I accomplished every single goal that I had
for
within that industry. You know what I'm saying? Within that space, I was never meant to do it forever. You know what I'm saying? I was never meant to do it forever, but it was a season of when I needed it.
Now, I thought I was going to be doing it forever.
You did.
For me, like, I literally wanted to be the absolute best and be at the absolute top of this industry. But like I said, over time, I started to see, like you said, the winter of business.
I was up top, though.
But then we experienced the winter.
Oh, okay.
And this was a cool.
Oh no, this is a crazy winter.
This winter wasn't a season, and I don't regret the winter, because the summer and the spring they were so fruitful that the winter taught me more. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's easy to believe in everything when everything is rising. It's easy to believe in everything when you've never won either. You know what I'm saying? When you haven't experienced anything good from a business or building and creating something, like every moment of elevation, you're like, oh, this is lit. This is lit. Oh, this is getting crazy. Like, All right, cool. And you swear to God that you're literally going to stay there.
Yeah.
That first time you have even of this, you're like, okay, what is this? Then you go back. All right, cool. I can do this.
Cool.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa.
All right, now, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry for those of you who are listening, because I'm definitely moving my arms. But,
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like when you start to experience both the peaks and the valleys, it's like you have to understand what to do, like you said, in a valley.
Yeah.
And when I started to learn what to do in the valley, that's where I started to see more of what Brittany was capable of.
Yeah.
That didn't have to be confined to or restricted to this specific industry. So I had to kind of figure out what actually were my skill sets. Is my skill set an industry, or am I actually good at sales? Am I good at marketing? Am I good at being a visionary to see? And I realized through all of this that my gifting is so specific. It's I can sit in a room and listen to somebody talk to me about what they want to do, and all their ideas kind of feel like it's a bunch of stuff in the cloud, and I can help you kind of sort through. Here's how we navigate through some of the initial things to do, your next steps, as well as what can I do to now make money from this? How can I become profitable? What are the things that I have to do to now market that thing to become profitable, and et cetera? That's why we're asking you that, because I'm also doing research, what are other people doing who are successful? You know what I'm saying? And so, but I found that out through the conversations that I was already having and the skill sets that I already developed. The issue for me was I didn't know how to communicate all of this stuff. That's what that 6-year period in that business helped me do.
Yeah.
Take something I don't know nothing about and learn how to communicate it effectively to people so they understand and they buy into what I'm talking about. I can take that skill set anywhere.
That's a real skill set. That's the skill set. That's the skill set that's making the world go around.
$1 million skill set. Well, I think do we do life lessons?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say your life lesson would be based upon, just breaking down your entire years here being in Atlanta? Something that you learned throughout your journey.
Man, you gotta believe in yourself, man. And then you also gotta match your faith with your work. When I say when you take that as a lesson, when you put all that in a lesson, it just adds up. Like faithful work, being grateful, just all those things. Not getting too big headed. Keep good relationships. You spoke about me being a pretty decent networker. I appreciate that, but that's serious. Cultivating all these relationships. These are the same people that are gonna uplift you when you're down. You see what I'm saying? These people that's gonna put a good word in for you when you need them to, or when shit get cold and you need a job, and they're gonna give you the referral, or with anything. But what I'm saying is, the biggest thing to take away, just from being in Atlanta, is just that you all always have the also. It's all about streams. You don't want to ever get like my dad always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because at the end of the day, you never know. You don't know. You don't know what God got planned or what the world got planned. You don't know nothing, but you just always want to be prepared. So, streams, like have it here, have it here, have it here, and then anytime you get a chance, like build another little stream. I'm always thinking about the next play, because at the end of the day, the way you go up, it's about having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 going crazy. Just like y'all was going crazy with one thing, just how I was going crazy with one thing. Well, if we had 3 things going crazy, and we took that bread and put it on the 4th, and it went boom, and then we took all that bread and just put it on. You see what I'm saying? Or we would go buy a business or whatever. But streams, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be grateful, match your faith with your work, and I think that's the biggest takeaway.
I'm gonna say my takeaway from this whole conversation is trust your process. Your process is never gonna look like anybody else's, and trust what's happening in every moment and every season, because it's all setting you up for the next one to be fruitful. So that's what I would say. Trust your process.
Yeah, I think I would say never get too high, never get too low. Never believe in your own hype, because the law of polarity says anything that you've done well, there's a polar opposite to it. There's a polar opposite to everything, man and woman, night and day. You know what I'm saying? So success, failure, everything has this polar opposite, and sometimes it's not that it won't. It's not that it'll never come. It's about when will it come. You know what I'm saying? And to be wise in the season that your polar opposite is success. Be wise in that moment, because the opposite of it is also a failure that is coming. And it's not to be negative. It's the inevitable. It's the opposite. It's the polar. It's the law of polarity. So
awesome. Well, listen, bro, we want to say thank you so much for being on the show. Tell everybody where they can follow you and find you and connect with you.
Follow me _ Reese Alexander, RESE Alexander. Y'all know how to spell.
It'll be up there.
look at this shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the shirt, man. But yeah, follow me. Tap in with the brand. We still working. We chopping up clothes every day. We working hard every day. We meeting new people. We keeping our eyes, set on the prize. We ain't giving up no hope. Head down. We're not tucking no tail.
Hey, let's do it. Well, listen, I'm your co-host, Brittany Garrison.
I'm Malcolm Garrison.
And you can follow me at Brittany Donnell on all platforms.
And you can follow me at Malcolm _2_ Garrison.
And don't forget to follow the show at So Let's Talk About It Pod. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate and review. Follow us on subscribe. Yeah. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, share, comment, tell a friend, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Boom.
Thank you.